right, so we're going to talk today about this new article that I've written for the newsletter on the JAFFA Wire. I'm calling it the JAFFA Wire for the Jewish Alliance for the First Amendment. And this order of business is the expulsion of Adam Schiff from Congress. So why is that such a critical priority for me? Well, when you're in Congress, you're supposed to be acting as a check on the presidency to prevent the president from abusing power. And that's what Adam Schiff, for the duration of the Trump presidency, said he was doing by supporting the impeachment, actually leading the impeachment, and guiding it along with his whistleblowers, if you can call them that. But at the same time, this is something that was revealed a couple weeks ago. I didn't really have time to cover it because of my own projects on other fronts. If you've seen my articles on American greatness, it was revealed by Matt Taibbi of formerly of Rolling Stone that Adam Schiff had requested that Paul Sperry, a journalist from the Real Clear Investigations website, be censored because he revealed the name of the supposed whistleblower Eric Carmella during the 2019 proceedings for impeaching Donald Trump. So that's only one example of the egregiously anti-constitutional behavior of Adam Schiff. Well, what are some of the other ones? In 2019, during the closed-door Intel committee hearings, he took witness testimony without adversarial cross-examination, which people were calling at the time a star chamber, because the people being accused didn't really have the ability to face their accusers, and there was no real due process involved. If you were, whether it was President Trump or some of his aides, they were basically being held out to dry as if there was some sort of grand jury investigation, and they didn't get the chance to rebut any of the points. They didn't get that chance throughout that impeachment process. Before that, he actually claimed for more than 2 years that there was proof of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. And then when the Mueller report finally came out, they said, well, there really isn't any evidence that we can show for that, right? So the Mueller investigation that the Democrats had called for and that they were calling to protect during the 2018 midterm election. Remember, there was the whole hashtag Protect Mueller campaign on Twitter. Robert Mueller didn't produce any real prosecutable crimes that could be attributed to Donald Trump. And he had witnesses, Adam Schiff did, like Evelyn Farkas, that would state during public hearings that there was very good evidence on Russia. But then when they would go behind closed doors, Farkas would deny knowing of any evidence for the Russian hacking or spying claims. Despite hearing the truth firsthand during these hearings, Schiff maintained the public facade that he was uncovering evidence, but never produced any. Finally, actually, no, I have two more points. During the first impeachment reading, he read into the record a dialogue between Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine. And it was a completely fabricated dialogue. It had actually no connection to the actual phone call transcript. And it was quickly called out by Republican members of his committee. And then the last point, he published the private phone information of Trump lawyers and Representative Devin Nunes, his ranking member of the Intelligence Committee at the time, and administration aides like Kash Patel as part of the impeachment report. So he's been a vindictive person all along. Adam Schiff isn't just a person who lies when he's in Congress. And I wrote in this article that, yeah, the Democrats want to take out this Congressman George Santos of Long Island over in New York. And they seem to have a good case against him. He is a serial liar. He doesn't seem to have much substance behind his public persona. So yeah, I would be completely fine if they want to expel George Santos. But everything Santos did was in his quest to get into Congress or whatever. Throughout his life, he's been lying, but it's his private life and professional life, and those are things that he should pay for. But those are his business. The public business of what Congress does. These are things that members of Congress lie about all the time, and they don't have any consequence for it. So Ron Paul actually called for the expulsion of Adam Schiff, I think about a week and a half ago, and he made the case that Jim Traficant, the former Ohio congressman, was expelled in 2002 for much less. It was for accepting bribes, racketeering, and tax evasion. Before that, this wasn't in Paul's article, but there was Ozzie Myers, who was expelled in 1980 because he was stung during the Abscam investigation. That's when members of the FBI actually lured a number of members of Congress onto this boat and got them to take money from Arab sheiks, or who they thought were Arab sheiks. And then before that, it was a long time since anybody was expelled from Congress. It was people who had gone over to the Confederate side during the Civil War. So there wasn't really that much of a track record of people getting expelled from Congress because of their behavior in the chamber. But I think Adam Schiff really takes a case, because he takes a cake. It's not somebody who did something corrupt in their private life, or did something where they accepted money illegally, or any of those things. And and this is actually far worse. When you abridge somebody's freedom of speech and the freedom of the press, in the case of Paul Sperry, that's Adam Schiff basically going a step above and saying, I'm not only going to abuse my power as a member of Congress, I'm going to do a lot of the abusive things that presidents do, that people were accusing Donald Trump of doing. People have accused President Nixon of doing it. I think Reagan was accused of trying to censor the press. So those are things that, as a member of Congress, it's totally inappropriate for him to do, and he deserves to be thrown out, just like they might throw out George Santos. So that's about it. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.